Good morning and welcome to Seattle Unity. Thank you for being here in the room and at home. In the room, if you could stand as you are able. At home, if you stand as you are able and do the things with us, you're going to get more out of the service than if you were just, staying in jammies. Part of your mind can stay in jammies, but see if you can get your body moving, because these people in the room are going to feel a benefit from that. Little step touch. The song goes like this. This is the day. This is the day. This is the brand new day my Lord has made, and I call it good. I call it good. 'Cause if the Lord has made it, I call it good, and so it is. Let's try that. Let's pick up the tempo just a tad. This is the day. This is the day. Brand new. This is the brand new day my Lord has made, and I call it good. Yeah. I call it good. 'Cause if the Lord has made it, 'cause if the Lord has made it, I call it good, and so it is. And then we swap it out. Let's say this is the hour. This is the hour. This is the hour. This is the brand new hour my Lord has made, and I call it good. Yes, I call it good. 'Cause if the Lord has made it, I call it good, and so it is. All right, I want to get some swap out words from you. Home. This is the home, she says. All right, let's do it. 1, 2, 3. This is the home. Oh, it is. This is the home. This is the brand new home my Lord has made, and I call it good. Yes. I call it good, yeah. 'Cause if the Lord has made it, I call it good, and so it is. That was perfect. Give me another one. This is the earth. This is the earth. All right. Not like the optional planet. No, this is the one. Ready? 1, 2, 3. This is the earth. This is the earth. This is the brand new earth my Lord has made, and I call it good. Yes. I call it good, yeah. 'Cause if the Lord has made it, I call it good, and so it is. Let's do one more from out here. This is it could be anything with you. This is the traffic. You can bless anything. The what? This is the snow day.
Oh, I like it.
I like it too. 1, 2, 3. This is the snow day. This is the snow day. This is the brand new snow day my Lord has made, and I call it good. Yes, it is. 'Cause the snow melted. I call it good. 'Cause if the Lord has made it, I call it good, and so it is. Let's pray on that.
And so we take a moment to turn our attention within as we know the truth of our opening statement together. There is but one presence and one power in my life and in the universe, God the good, omnipotence.
So think about words that you would swap in there, and there could be easy ones like, this is the beautiful person that I love, or it could be harder ones like, this is the difficult person that I love. But make that personal for yourself. And let's say this is the love, and we're going to do this one quietly, and then we'll build back up again. 1, 2. This is the love. This is the love. This is the brand new love my Lord has made, and I call it good. I call it good. 'Cause if the Lord has made it, I call it good, and so it is. Now, we were doing this in rehearsal, and Rose gave me a really good one, so I got to go back to her. Hey, Rose.
Yeah.
What's yours? This is the
Crisis.
This is the crisis.
Let's do it.
Rose is but she's like, run in screaming, right? That's like the way to do life.
Embrace it.
1, 2. This is the crisis. This is the crisis. This is the brand new crisis my Lord has made, and I call it good. What a good crisis. I call it good, yeah, yeah. 'Cause if the Lord has made it, I call it good, and so it is. Now this is the day. Everybody clap and sing it out. This is the day, yes, this is the day. This is the brand new day my Lord has made, and I call it good. 'Cause it's good. I call it good. 'Cause if the Lord has. 'Cause if the Lord has made it, I call it good, and so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Say that again, and so it is. Last one, and so it is. Nice work. Please be seated.
Good morning, and welcome to Seattle Unity, both in-house and at home. So let's join together in our mission statement this morning. We are a welcoming spiritual community, thriving in the heart of Seattle, celebrating, inspiring, and deepening our individual and collective spiritual journeys. Can I get an amen? All right. So if you're at home and you have prayer requests, please type them in the chat box. If you're in the room, we have a prayer box right out in the lobby that you can fill out, and we'll pray for people at the end of the service. So a couple of announcements. One is, this is the last day for the outreach team to collect hygiene products. So can somebody from the, you can give them to Dirk right there. So outside the sanctuary, there is a box, and you will be out there. Thank you. Somewhere. You'll be somewhere. Okay, and a couple of things are happening following the service. The women's group is meeting today following the service, and we're starting a movie event like once a month. And today it is Family Sunday to bring the kids, and they're going to be watching Inside Out at noon. So hang around. Lots of good stuff. That said, let's all stand and greet one another, and at home, we'll watch the announcements. Down. Let's raise them up a little bit, because it's not quite that sunny. I know, I'm kind of impressed that we have these drapes that come down. We're going to bring them up a little bit more, because it's not quite too sunny today. There we go. We have them in the back too. Look at that. Wow. You can bring those up. David, you want to bring those up? Whoever's running those things. I know. I have to resist the urge to do that all day. That's amazing. Up and down and up and down. Let's do another one that's about the body moving. So step touch back and forth if you want to. And I realize that holding your hands together makes many of us feel very comfortable. Only
I'm not here to make you comfortable. Good God, what do you pay me for? You pay me to do a little more than that. So if you can separate your hands, that's always a nice thing. But you know, I don't blame you if you don't want to. I don't know what's going on in your life, and maybe holding your own hands is what's keeping you together today, so that's fine too. But you know this song. Hey, Rose, would you sing it?
I would. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need.
Great job. Jump in. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Try love is my source. Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. Let's try joy. Joy is my source. Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need. Dance, break. That's Marina Christopher on bass. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. Oh, so I give thanks for all my blessings. 3 times. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. Last one. God gives me everything I need. Thank you. Please be seated. We also have Kurt Cheever today, who is on drums, and the fabulous David Loy. That whole first half of the service there, first part of the service is just designed to get our bodies moving a little bit. And it's to open up our breathing and the blood flow so that when we move into this more contemplative part of the service, we're alive and receiving on all cylinders. And this is the first step into this quieter space. I'd love to have a reading from one of our spiritual authorities, community members, and today this is Grace Carlson.
Good morning. This morning we're reading a passage from Becoming an Elder by Kathy Carmody. Leaving behind my journey of struggling and racing through the white water of many rivers, I become the river, creating my own unique way. Leaving behind my self-imposed role as a tree upon which others have leaned, I now become the wind, with the freedom to blow whenever and wherever I choose. Leaving behind the boxes I've created in my life, crammed with roles, responsibilities, rules, and fears, I become the wild and unpredictable space within which flowers sprout and grow. Leaving behind the years of yearning for others to see me as somebody, I soften into becoming my future with permission from self to continually unfold as I choose, without concern for how others may see me. Leaving behind years of telling and teaching, I become instead a mirror into which others can peer and view reflections of themselves to consider. Leaving behind the urge to provide answers for others, I become, in the silence of this forest retreat, the question. Leaving behind the rigor of my intellect, I become a single candle in the darkness offering myself as a beacon for others to create their own path, I become an elder.
We'll use a slower chant to move into about 3 to 4 minutes of silent space. And today we have a round, which most of you haven't heard. We got input from our session about the sing-alongs that some of you really liked, rounds, and they're kind of challenging. So I decided that I wouldn't use one that you already knew, but this one comes from Unitarian and pagan sources. It's called Round and Round, the Earth is Turning. And that's the lyric. Turning always to the morn, then from morning into night. Rounds give you the option to stay with one voice or make a choice and come in a little bit later and follow a different voice. Round and round the earth is turning, turning always into morn, and from morning into night. Try that. Round and round the earth is turning, turning always into morn, and from morning into night. We'll try it again, round and round. Round and round the earth is turning, turning always into morn, and from morning into night. This time you can break off if you want to. Round and round the earth is turning, turning always into morn, and from morning into night. Good. Round and round the earth is turning, turning always into morn, and from morning into night. The beginning is now and will always be. You say you lost your chance and fate brought you defeat, but that means nothing. You look so sad. You've been listening to those who say you've lost your chance. But there's another train, there always is. Maybe the next one is yours. Get up and climb aboard another train. You feel you're done. There's no such thing. Though you're standing on your own breath is king. The beginning is now. Don't turn around. Regrets of bad mistakes will only drain you. But there's another train, there always is. Maybe the next one is yours. Get up and climb aboard another train. And we crawl in the dark sometimes and think too much. Then we fill our heads with crazy things that only break our hearts. And I know you've seen what the world can do when it's dragging down another load of worrisome fools. But there's another train, there always is. Maybe the next one is yours. Get up and climb aboard another train. And I know it's hard when you feel confused. You can crown yourself with fear until you cannot move. You're building worlds that don't exist. Imagination plays the worst tricks. But there's another train, there always is. Maybe the next one is yours. Get up and climb aboard another train. There always is. Maybe the next one is yours. Get up and climb aboard another train. There always is. And maybe the next one is yours. Get up and climb aboard. Leah Mann.
What a treat. Let's hear it again for Leah Mann. So this year's theme is cycles of life. And as I shared last week, I want to start at the end, and then we'll move to the beginning in April. So I want to start at the end of life, which is the elder. And in keeping with that, I want to acknowledge who is in the room. So, and this is optional, you don't have to do it, but is there anyone in the room age 90 and up? If so, please stand. And stay standing if you are able. How about 85 and up? All right, Mike. 80 and up. $75 and up. And 70 and up. I'm going to stop there. And so we can see that there is a lot of wisdom in this room, for the elder holds the wisdom. So I don't think that any of us wake up and go, when I grow up, I want to be an elder. I don't think that's what we think. I mean, we want to live a long life, but do we actually stop and think about what does that mean? My dad would frequently say to me, "Don't get old, Karen. Don't get old," as he would be rubbing his sore knees. And how many elders have said that they feel young on the inside, and then when they look in the mirror, they're shocked. It's like, who is that? Is that my uncle? Is that my aunt? I mean, who is that? And the current growth of the population ages 65 and older is currently unprecedented in U.S. history. So between 2020 and 2060, the number of older adults is projected to increase by 69%. That's a lot, from 56 million to 94 million. All right. So I stopped in Chicago on my way to the yoga retreat in the Bahamas, and I had dinner with friends from high school, and we're all born in the same year, and which means we're turning 70 this year. And I noticed that they put us in not only off in the corner of the bar restaurant, but they put us in like in a different room, like a spare room. And I got up to go to the bathroom, and I was like, that's kind of funny. And I noticed that they were probably thinking, oh, here's some old people we need to put over here. And yet, all I could see in my friends was that they looked to me like they were still 16 years old. So hold on to your old friends, because you know why? Your old friends don't see you as you are now. They see you as you used to be. So it's worth holding on to people from high school and beyond. This week, one of my best friends turned 75. She has Parkinson's, and it's getting worse. And we met back at Unity Village when we were co-workers at the wedding department. And in those days, we were so broke that we would go to a diner and we would each get a Coke and then split an order of fries and sit there for 2 or 3 hours and just talk. And so we really bonded and connected during that period of time. And so now I don't see this old woman with a walker. I see the funny lover of life that she is. She's slower, she doesn't track as well, but that same spirit is within her. Again, old friends are so precious. So the Buddha was asked, is anyone free from aging and death? And he said, Great King, no one who is born is free from aging and death, even those who are affluent, rich with great wealth and property, with abundant gold and silver. Because they have been born, they are not free from aging and death. Even those Brahmins, the householders, because they have been born, are not free from aging and death. Even those monks who are aspirants, who have lived the holy life, laid down the burden, reached their own goal, utterly destroyed the fetters of existence, and are completely liberated through final knowledge. Even for them, this body is subject to breaking up and subject to being laid down. In other words, no one gets out of here alive. And the Buddha also said that everything that we love and cherish is going to age, is going to decline, and eventually disappear, including our own precious selves, or the body. So I don't know how many of you remember Ira in the old building. At the time, he was our oldest community member. He was in his 90s, almost 100, or maybe he was 100. And I used to go and visit him every once in a while and talk with him. And I said, so what's the hardest thing about being as old as you are? And he said, the hardest thing is that I move so slow and people are always pushing past me because everybody's in a hurry and I feel invisible. But then I asked him, so what is your philosophy of life? What is it you've learned? And he said, just be nice. And if you remember, we caught that, made T-shirts out of it, and everybody walked around wearing a T-shirt that said, just be nice. And everybody thought of Ira. He was wonderful. So Sister Joan Chittister said that wise elders have learned from their scars. They have not been taken over by their wounds, nor have they become obsessed with escaping from the pain of imperfection. The elderly come to this stage of life largely furnished with a building block mentality. They've built all they've wanted to build. It is their task in life now to evaluate what has become of it, what it did to them, what of good they can leave behind. They bring to life the wisdom that comes from having failed as often as having succeeded, relinquished as much as they accumulated, and this stage of life comes with its very own clear blessings. Now in Unity, we work with affirmations and denials, and we recognize the power of the mind that has great influence over our lives and over the physical body, right? And we work with this along with proper diet, proper exercise, proper thinking, all of that. And if you think you're old, well, then you're old. And it's so interesting to me because as my friends are also aging, I notice those who are still young and some old. So again, I was in Chicago. I called a girlfriend. I said, look, I'm going to be staying at a hotel by the airport. Why don't you come, hang out with me, spend the night. We can catch up. And instead of saying, sure, that sounds like a great idea, she said, and this is 2 months away, by the way, she said, well, I'm not sure how much the parking is. I don't know where I would put the car. I don't know what the weather is going to be like because it could be snowing and the roads might not be very good. It's only 10 miles. And I got that she had this old mentality, right? And I'm sure we know both people that are like 90 and ready to jump on it and let's go. And then maybe you're 50 and it's like, yeah, I don't think I can do any of those things. So anyway, in Unity, we work with affirmations, positive thinking, mind over the body. And there is a belief in some Unity circles that we don't have to age or even die. Now, Charles Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, really embraced this teaching and believed it. And he believed it to the point that he was 92 when he died, and he so was into the teachings of Jesus that he said, if Jesus can resurrect himself, then why can't I? I admire him for his dedication to truth principles. And so he had his body set aside for 3 days, thinking that he would reanimate it. And the story is, I think that once he got to the other side, he probably thought, why do I want to get back into a 92-year-old body? I don't think so. So there's a balance, right? There's a balance, I think, in affirming in unity teachings, and then we have Buddhism, which is the acceptance of what is, which is the acceptance of life is suffering. So it's that balance that we walk. And in our youth worshiping culture, I don't know that we're actually trained or prepared to be an elder. An author named Lewis Richmond said that he was researching aging. So he went on Amazon and he started, he typed in aging for books. And all these books came up with the word aging in them. And he said what was interesting was the books weren't about how you can spiritually grow while aging, but rather he found that they were about postponing, disguising, or reversing aging. And that's the culture that we live in, isn't it? It's like you're going to get the fillers, you're going to get, that's fine, whatever. But there needs to be an embracement of who we are. Dennis Stamper said that the elders that I found who were living and aging with strength and courage and grace had somehow done the inner work necessary to fully embody what it means to be an elder. So the inner work is what is important. Growing old today is almost exclusively seen in terms of loss and decline, diminishment and irrelevance. We rarely refer to people as elders these days, but only elderly, and no one wants to be that. It is no wonder that we try to hold on to our youth way past its shelf life. But if youth is our primary goal and staying young is our dearest desire, then we are inevitably always moving away from what we long for. When we value youth over everything, then every day is to some degree a loss. So elders can teach us how to embrace our own aging and live in it without dread, and they can show us how it can be gracefully done. Now for older women, the word crone, hag, and witch were once positive words for women. True. Anya Silverman said crone comes from the word crown, indicating wisdom emanating from the head. Hag comes from hagio, meaning holy. And witch comes from the meaning, the word wise. So crones, hags, and witches frequently were leaders, midwives, and healers in their community. There's also a sobering awareness that comes with aging. Since I'm turning 70 this year, all of a sudden it's like, am I still going to be here in 10 years or 15? Because I know how fast the last 10 went. It was like boom, and it was over. And in what condition? So how do we embrace, how do we celebrate elderhood? Because no matter what your age is, if you live long enough, eventually you're going to get there, even if you're 20 or 30 years old, right? And I think that life is a series of letting go, and that process of letting go is accelerated with age. People that we're close to leave the planet, and we have to go on without them. And each loss must be grieved and absorbed. And maybe it will knock us down momentarily, but we need to find ways to embrace loss and hold it and not let it destroy us. It seems impossible to me that some of my dearest friends are gone. I look at my ordination photo from '84, and I think there's 4 of us left out of a class of 60. It's like I was one of the babies, so that's the excuse. Darcia Narvaez said, "It's not that wise elders are naive livers of life. They are scarred, To become self-actualized, one must accept suffering and learn from it instead of medicating and running from its lessons. And I'm sure we all know people who do both, right? Some elders who seem like they're still 12 years old that have been self-medicating and or avoiding the pain or the suffering of life. And then others who have fully embraced it and have grown from it. Being an elder means doing the inner work. In Hinduism, the elder is the one who can really focus on their spiritual growth because they're done raising their families. They're done being the householder. And now they can focus on God. They can focus on spiritual practice. I think that aging is a process of saying goodbye and letting go. And all this is preparation for the ultimate letting go and the laying down of the physical body. I've shared before, one of my favorite movies is Here Comes Mr. Jordan, later made into Heaven Can Wait. When he's dying and the angel says, just don't fight it, Joe. Just remove the body as if you're removing an old overcoat. Just let it go. Because eventually that's what we're called to do. Dennis Stamper said, I offer a call to all elders to make friends with your own aging and to begin to see it not as an ending and a loss, but as a pathway opening before you. A call to find the strength and courage and goodness of heart to begin your own journey from wherever you are. The journey to find and nurture your own elderhood. So no matter what your age, how are you going to nurture your elderhood? What does that look like for you? How do you embrace that? Being an elder has hidden magic because the elder is called to let go of clinging. The elder is called to be in the present moment. The elder is called to see that they are more than the physical body. And the elder is called to cherish relationships and to focus on what is good in life. It's about letting go. And I think that as we age, sometimes particularly with physical limitations, we see that we need to release and release. I can't even eat onions and garlic anymore because my body doesn't like it. And I'm like, that's not fair. And then I remind myself, well, life is about letting go. Maybe I can get it back, but hey. So what is it that you need to let go of? Not only just if you're 80 or 90 years old, but what is it you need to let go of now? That you're clinging onto, that you're holding onto, that you're trying to control? What is it that needs to be released so that we can fully move into the present, that we can fully move into this spirit? In closing, the words of the Buddha once again. The beautiful chariots of kings wear out. This body too undergoes decay, but the Dharma of the good does not decay. So the good proclaim with the good. So next week, I want to talk about the soul, that part of ourselves that we carry with us from here to the next level, to the next life if you're into reincarnation. And we're going to go then into what happens after we make our transitions. What are some of the things that people have seen? So to our elders in this room, I am grateful for you. We are blessed by your knowledge, by your wisdom, by your experience, by the challenges that you've faced and overcome, by the calls that you've answered. And for this awareness, we are truly grateful. Amen. Okay, so if our ushers could come forward, we are going to bless our offering. For those who give electronically, you can. There's a number on the screen for texting to give if you would rather not give by check or cash. And there is little cards in the front of the chair in front of you. If you give electronically, I invite you to grab that card and hold it in your heart so that we're physically making a connection with the gifts that we give. I give willingly, joyfully, and lovingly, knowing that God is the constant source of my supply. I give with graciousness and receive with gratitude.
Wake up and breathing deeper than yesterday. Take on the morning like your soul's been remade. Roll down the windows, let your cares fly away. Good things are yours to claim, you don't have to wait. All across the sky, new mercies rise, and the future's bright. This is a new day, everyone bursting with hope, coming alive. This moment, you got a freedom, no looking back anymore. Open your eyes, it's coming. This is a new day. The old is gone away, This is a new day. Don't let us slip away, Go on and reignite impossible dreams. Become the one you never thought you could be. All across the sky, new mercies rise, and the future's bright. This is a new day, everything bursting with hope, coming alive. This moment, you got a freedom, no looking back anymore. Open your eyes, it's coming. This is a new day. The old is gone away, This is a new day. Don't let it slip away, Love hasn't given up on you. 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 Love hasn't given up on you.
God bless every single one of you. Woo! I just want to affirm. So those folks had no idea what they were showing up for this morning. They just agreed. This is the unity spirit completely. I said, "Would you be up for a thing?" And they went, "Okay." It was the spirit of yes. God bless these unity people. Thank you so much for doing that with us.
So before we put a final blessing on our offering, I want to remind you that there is a movie at noon, Inside Out, family friendly. And I just want to say hello from the people who are watching from Brazil, the Philippines, and Lawrence, Kansas. So we dedicate and consecrate these gifts to the will, the work, and the way of the living Spirit of truth. And for this, we are truly grateful. And I invite you just to turn your attention within for a moment as we bless Cherie and John, Hallie and Pat. We hold in our prayers Sue and Marcus, And we bless and hold the highest and best for Sabrina, for Susan, for Mark, for Meredith, for Art James, from Hitor, Sarah Jane, Jim, and Ed, the country of Turkey. If there's other places and other people who you wish to bless, please speak the name now. And so we see these prayers going forth and recognizing, too, that we have a chaplain to pray with you following the service. So do not leave if you need prayer. And so we affirm our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
It sure is. Let's stand up. We're going to sing a closing song together. I want to say thank you very much once again to Leah Mann, our special guest today. Leah! She's a joy to work with. If you look her up online, look up Leela Vision, L-E-L-A Vision. She and her husband Ela do some incredible sculpture work, and it's multimedia wildness. So go ahead and enjoy that. We're gonna sing "We Let the Love Wash Over Us." If this is your first time here, you're gonna feel somebody like take your hand and start doing things. Don't worry, just go with it. It'll work out, probably.